first base. So give me your favorite DFS pitcher, Matty.
This is a fun slate, only 2 games, and one of them is at Coors Field. So that's going to make it pretty condensed as far as what the field is doing. I think most lineups are going to have one or more of the pitchers that are not at Coors for obvious reasons. It's a tough place to pitch. But I actually like German Marquez more than either Cole Irvin or Chris Flexen. And I think part of it is that he will be a little more contrarian than those guys because he's pitching at Coors. He's facing the Nationals, who've actually been decent offensively lately. They have Juan Soto, who probably has been the best hitter in baseball since the All-Star break. So I think it's probably a tough matchup for Marquez, but none of these pitchers are particularly good. Like, I'm not excited to play Chris Flexen or Cole Irvin, especially if they're chalk. I think Marquez has the upside, though, the strikeout upside that those other guys don't have. So even though there's a lot of risk for him being at Coors, facing the Nationals, I think the combination of being a little bit more contrarian than those two and having the strikeout upside makes him a better play.
Paul, favorite DFS pitcher? Not many to choose from.
No, there aren't. I'm going to go with Mariners Flexen tonight, though. The Mariners swept the A's in Oakland last week in a 4-game set. Flexen served up 7 innings, a 3-hit ball with 8 strikeouts and only 2 walks in winning one of those outings. So much for not being much of a strikeout pitcher. In fact, he's done well of late. In his last 10 starts, 4-1 record, supported by a 3.12 ERA, 49 strikeouts, and only 16 walks in 60 innings pitched. I'll take that, a share of that tonight for sure. His mount opponent, meanwhile, Cole Irvin, has stumbled of late with a 3-5 record, a 300 opposing batting average, and a 159 whip over his last 52 innings pitched. T-Mobile Park will be rocking in this one, giving the home side an added boost. So I'm on Flexen for sure.
Erik, favorite DFS pitcher, who is it?
Well, somehow we're going to end up on 3 different guys out of
Nice.
4 possible options. I'll go Josiah Gray here. We got, 2 guys who don't strike out at anybody and 2 guys pitching at Coors. I think Gray probably has more strikeout upside than Marquez. German Marquez is basically league average there, which counts as strikeout upside compared to the 2 guys in the American League game. Gray's strikeout rate this season is only a little bit higher at 24.9%. But it was way higher in the minors. In his minor league career, it's up at 29.2%. And this year, in just 4 outings, 38.6% strikeout rate. So he definitely has that upside. He showed it last time out by striking out 8 guys. He's clearly a flawed pitcher at this stage in his career, as you can tell by his 5.92 ERA. And the ERA estimators are actually all over the place for him. xERA is all the way down at 4.47, which suggests he's not giving up that hard contact. Whereas his FIP is all the way up at 638 because he's given up a ton of homers. And that is a problem at Coors. I think there's a very real chance you start Josiah Gray. He tanks your entire lineup. But we only have 4 guys to choose from. So I think going with the guy who's the cheapest and there's at least a path to seeing it work out is what I'm doing, especially because the Rockies are about as unintimidating as we've ever seen them. It's still Coors, so it's still a tough matchup, but that's less true, I think, this year than ever before.